Hey guys, it's Tanya here, going live today. It's Thursday. um, so I'm broadcasting this to both of my groups, my branding photographers group and my luxury branding group, because I thought the topic was relevant to both audiences. So if you're joining me live or in the replay, I'd love for you to post a comment and let me know which group you're coming from. Or if you're watching on YouTube, I'm streaming it there too. Just turning off my phone. Let me know where you're joining us from and why you're interested in this topic. We're going to be talking about an easy way to get some clients, right? So I'm going to keep this pretty specific to branding photographers, but for the service-based businesses, this totally works too. Same concept. I'm just going to use the example of branding photographers because that's what I do. And that's what I teach in my course, which is the Corporate and Personal Branding Photography Business course. We focus much of that course on marketing and how to get more clients. So let's see. So yeah, if you're joining me, leave a comment. Let me know what your questions are. If you have any, just post them there and I'll get to them soon. So first, I just want to start out with saying the easiest clients to ever get are ones that you've already had, right? So if you're in a position where you've already had clients in the past, this is especially true if maybe you've been a wedding and portrait photographer and now you're transitioning into branding photography for whatever reason. Because events have been shut down all of 2020. Maybe you have kids now and you want to be home on the weekends. Maybe you just want to work less. Weddings are stressful. It's long days. There's tons of editing. There's a lot of reasons to switch to branding photography. So if that's you and you already have a list of clients, their email addresses, maybe their social media profiles or whatever, where you can contact them, this is going to be especially true for you. If you are just starting out and you're totally new, you're going to need to do some activities to gather the contacts, right? Gather the email addresses, build up your network. So this isn't going to be as applicable, but you probably still know people from your life, right? Maybe from a, let's see, I was going to say a previous job, but you definitely don't want to spam your coworkers or anything like that. But just for your family, your friends, if there's people you can reach out to, this will work for you. So let's see. So I'm just going to show you. What I was going to follow that up with was, so if you don't have a list of past clients, you're going to have to do some list building, network building activities. And I cover a lot of that in my course for branding photographers. A lot of it is applicable to any service-based business too. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen here and give you a little glimpse into this course and kind of show you what you could do to build up that list. So here's the back end of my course. If you're just starting out or transitioning, there's a lot of things you should do before you kind of dive into marketing, but I'm recommending you do this thing that I'm going to teach you right now to start getting some clients. And then you can refine your process and stuff by going through all these things like defining your target market, figuring out who needs this. I tell you exactly who needs this and who will buy it. If you're a branding photographer, figuring out your pricing and your sales and all of these things kind of evolve over time. You don't have to have them totally worked out 100% before you start booking people, which I think is something that holds people back. Let's see. You want to make sure you have legal stuff in place if you're starting a business. And then I go into, of course, in here some specifics on how to deliver the product, which is branding photography. So if you're not a branding photographer, this isn't as applicable. And then we get to the marketing. So in my marketing modules, I teach you about marketing planning and how there's different marketing activities that kind of fill different buckets of your pipeline. So you need to have a plan in place for that before you start just, trying anything, right? You need to have a plan and a reason for what you're doing. So what I'm going to teach you about today is warm market outreach. And basically the premise is that the easiest client to get is one you've already had before. So I'm going to show you, there's a workbook that comes with my course. I'm going to show you right in this workbook. I'm going to skip over here to the marketing module. Where is it? So this is pretty comprehensive, as you can see, like everything I've learned over the last 8 years of shooting with businesses, and all my marketing, my business, workflow, strategy, everything. I give it to all of you. So, okay, so we're going to start out with this warm market outreach. Basically, what I have you do is what's called a coffee chat email. And I actually learned this from my friend Christina. She's an email guru, email marketing guru, and she basically taught me this in a course of hers that I took for how to warm up your email list. But I found it a great tool to actually get people to book me. So what it is, it's a very simple email, very short. In the subject, you have their name. You say, I've got a quick question. Would you reply? And then, hey, first name, thanks for opening this email. Can I ask you a quick question? And then the question you're going to put here is going to be relevant to your business, right? So if you're not a branding photographer, let's say you're, I don't know, a life coach or something, you would put a different question here, obviously. But it would be something about their biggest struggle relating to a certain thing or whatever. So what I do is, when it comes to creating content for social media, marketing and advertising for your business, what's your biggest challenge? Then you just say, would you just hit reply and share your answer with me? Thanks, your name, contact info, and then a PS, which is very important. You can't leave this out. Just hit reply and let me know your biggest social media, marketing, and advertising content creation challenge. So I actually did this when I was introducing a new content creation product, but I think it's totally relevant to photography, because a lot of the replies I got were things like, let's see, I want to bring my face back here so you guys can see me. A lot of the replies were things like, it takes so much time. I spend 5 hours taking a selfie. I don't know what to post. Things like that. And those are all problems that branding photography solves for people. So it was easy to reply and be like, well, would you be interested in some help with these things? And not everyone replied with a problem that I could solve. Some were like, hey, my business is great. My marketing is awesome. I get referrals, don't have to spend on advertising. And then they're a person that I, didn't really have a solution to a problem for, but at least it was a touch point with a contact, and it just worked really well. So I want you guys to try this. Okay. So one of the biggest barriers to trying it is just your own thoughts and fears about, like, what are people going to think of me? Do they think I'm spamming them? Well, what if my list isn't business owners? That kind of thing. Right. Well, if they're all wedding clients, I bet a percentage of those people own a business or work at a business or know someone who has a business, right? So you can send out to the list. Maybe you start with a different question. If you haven't been working with businesses, you might say something like, hey, I'm doing a new thing. It involves helping business owners. Do you have a business, or do you know someone who has a business? I mean, the question can be as simple as that, but you want to make it a little open-ended, so that they reply with not just a yes or no, right? Like, so let me see, I'm going to go back to there. I wonder if I can share the screen and my face. I think so. Let's try it. Maybe. P.S. Is anyone out there watching me? Please comment so I can see that you guys are there. Okay. So if we go back here to the workbook, okay. So So yeah, like I said here, if they reply with a problem that you have the solution to, you're just going to reply, thank you so much for responding to my question about your struggles. Would you be open to setting up a time for a quick Zoom meeting to see how I might best be a resource for helping you solve X problem? If that sounds like a good idea, here's a link to my calendar to pick a few possible times. Blah, blah, blah. So then I also include a bunch of other emails in this workbook with different scenarios, right? In fact, I have several more I need to add to this that I had sent to my mastermind people. So that's it. You're just going to send an email to your list and get the conversation started about your new service that you're offering. Or, if it's a service you've had for a while, but you haven't reached out to your network or your community, just try to get the conversation started with an email. If you don't have an email list, you could also reach out in direct message with people you think might be a good fit. When I was just starting out, I made a list of all the dream clients I would like to work with, all the different businesses, and I just started meeting those people, reaching out to them, getting to know them. I'm not cold selling to them. I'm not pitching them in their direct messages or their LinkedIn profile. I'm just trying to get to know them, find out what their problems are, see if I have a solution that I could offer. Oh, good. Some people are watching. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about that? Like maybe, what's your business? How could you apply this to you? What are some barriers that you see for doing this? Let me know, and I'll try to answer your questions. In the meantime, let's see, while I'm waiting for some questions to roll in, let me show you the rest of, let me show you what else is included in my branding photography course, because I share with you everything you need to know to market. And I'm actually always experimenting with new things. So we're always adding new things here, but I teach you, the warm market outreach. That's where I recommend you start. And, if you really wanted to take this course, but you're afraid you won't make the money back, or you don't have the money right now, or you don't think you have the money, several people who have signed up and actually done this, in fact, everyone who has done this has booked someone right away and made their money back, right? Without even having a website or anything. They just reached out to their market. They're past wedding clients. Then we talk about networking. If you're just starting out, you don't have any contacts, this is what you need to do. You have to get out there, even if it's virtually. If you like to speak and feel comfortable speaking, I teach you how to use speaking to get leads into your business. Referrals are how I get much of my business. Attending events, sponsoring events, speaking at events is a good way. I also do a headshot event that is great for bringing leads in, getting people to find me. How to use your social media. I'm actually going to be updating this one soon with information about how to use a group more effectively to, establish your expertise, which is what I'm doing right now with this live video, by the way. And then, content marketing, that's all blogging, emailing, social media. And then your website. What should be included on your website to use it as a selling tool? Is there more here? I have so many videos in this module. Let's see. Oh yeah, promotions, how to get repeat clients. I don't have anything in here about Facebook ads or paid ads just because I haven't figured out a proven system for that. I'm working on it. I feel like with branding photography, it's very relationship based. It's kind of a long game because people, it's a huge investment for their business. And so they want to hire someone that they trust. So, you have to work on building trust with people. Let's see. So beyond the marketing there, I also talk about some mindset. And so that's it. I basically teach you everything you need to know to have a successful branding photography business. And all of this stuff applies to any service-based business except for delivering the actual product. So, if you're not a branding photographer, you wouldn't want to take this course probably, unless you want to be. But I do offer some one-on-one coaching for people if, you feel like your business is ready to go to the next level and you want someone, especially if you're in the creative field or work with small businesses, you want someone who's been doing it for 20 years to guide you. Let me know if you'd like information about that. Okay, so here's some questions. With local businesses that you don't know. Oh, let's see. How do you bring up your business and your offering without sounding like you're trying to get a sale? How to be smooth with local businesses that you don't know. Okay. So I'm not a fan of like cold calling or, just popping into a business and trying to sell them something. Number one, I don't have time to do that. I don't want to do that. So I recommend you just start building relationships. Like I said before, right? If there's a local business you would love to work with, figure out how you can connect with them, right? Maybe they have an event coming up. You can go to that event and meet the owners, introduce yourself, just, be part of the community. Maybe you go to their LinkedIn and find the owner and connect with them there. And, don't immediately message them and try to pitch them. Just get to know them a little bit, find out where they are connected in the community. Or if you have a mutual connection, you could ask for an introduction. Maybe see, Marina, I think you guys provide videography. So, maybe you've gone on their website and their social media and they have no videos or they have terrible videos. That is, once you've gotten to know them a little bit, you could say something like, hey, have you ever thought about investing in videography to market your business? But I recommend you do that once you have at least been introduced to them, right? Some people are really great at cold calling and cold sailing. I'm just not. So, if you want to do that, maybe find a different mentor or teacher to teach you how to do that. Okay. Oh, so she asked, or do you not bring it up for the first bit of knowing them until they ask? Exactly, right? I wouldn't, you don't necessarily have to wait until they ask, but, maybe wait for an appropriate moment or get them on your email list. And then you're sending out these, like I send these live videos out to my email list. So people are knowing what I offer. And if it's hitting on a pain point for them, they can contact me. Or, I will send out like that coffee chat email and get the conversation started about what problems they're having. And if I have a solution, I can propose one to them. Tessa says, let's try this cool thing. How hard is it to transition from a different type of photography like wedding, family, and lifestyle photography? Oh, great question. So I guess it just depends. Like obviously going from weddings to branding photography or corporate photography, you have a totally different audience. But I mean, there's still people, right? People get married, people have businesses. There's a totally different thing you're offering. It's a different product, right? Like, for example, a lot of wedding and portrait photographers make their money selling prints, albums, that kind of thing. That's their main product. I don't sell any physical products. I just sell digital assets for people to use in their marketing. And so I have a totally different sales process. Not sitting down with them, showing them beautiful prints to buy for their memories, right? It's more of like, this is an investment in your business. This is going to help you make more money, that kind of thing. So, and obviously that's different marketing avenues, different tactics. So it could just depend. But I feel like if you've already been a photographer for a while, it's going to be a lot easier to transition to a different type because you already know how to take great pictures, right? And wedding photography can translate really well to branding photography because you're used to taking pictures in very different lighting conditions, on location. I do all of that. We're in a different location every time. I've got different lighting and I have to be able to use my gear to do that. So JVF says, making nice flyers and leave them at the receptions to start getting contacts. You could, leaving flyers or brochures, business cards, those are all tactics you can use in marketing. I would say, maybe you have a studio in a big office building full of businesses and you want to go around and introduce yourself and just say, hey, I'm a photographer. I help businesses with their marketing. Here's my information. That's a great way to just introduce yourself, right? That's kind of like I guess I'd put that under a brand awareness campaign, right? Same with a print ad or a billboard or anything like that. That's just letting people know, hey, we exist. But I find the, Victor, hi, Victor. I find like in order to like actually have those sales conversations and like close them, you need to have that personal connection or get someone on the phone, right? Just handing out flyers, more than likely you're not going to be getting a bunch of calls from that, right? At least not right away. Sometimes I've had people call me or contact me and say, I've had your business card on my desk for 6 months. I keep looking at it. I see you on social media. My friend recommended you. So, a lot of times it can take several touch points before someone is going to reach out to you. So if you can reach out to them, that's going to help, at least maybe refresh their memory. Like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to reach out to her. And that's one way that quick email can help. Let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to think of another scenario that I could give you some specifics on an email outreach. So I guess, let me take this off here. Like if you're transitioning, like I said, if you're going from wedding and portrait photography and you're wanting to work with businesses, what you could do is send an email out to all your contacts and say, instead of, asking them their biggest problem working with businesses, you could just say something like, hey, great news. I am offering a new service. I'm going to be helping businesses level up their marketing with amazing images. And do you know anyone who could use the service, right? Like super quick, short. It doesn't have to be long explaining your whole process. Just, do you know anyone who needs help creating images for their marketing? And then you could also say, I'm offering it to 3 people at a significant discount. First come, first serve. Oh, maybe you don't want to say that. I would say, because you want to pick who's going to be in your portfolio if you're going to discount. But, just say, hey, reply, or would you introduce me to them? And that can be a way to get people responding and just knowing about your new service. So, and then as far as like maybe use an example of a non-photography business, I guess we could use Tessa as an example. She's a virtual assistant. So she started her business and basically had no contacts, right? Like she was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and before that worked in a totally different state. So she was kind of starting from nothing and just put it out there. Hey, I'm a virtual assistant now. Like she made a Facebook page. She actually had me design her branding, her logo, and some, graphics templates, and just put it out there, which kind of did the same thing, send out to her network. I actually also invited my network of people to like her Facebook page, which is another thing you could do. Get some influential people in your neighborhood to spread the word for you, or in your network, not your neighborhood. And she like booked up her entire business very quickly from that, just letting the people know, hey, I'm here and this is what I'm offering. So I think a lot of us shy away from doing that, from shouting from the rooftops, hey, I'm here and I can help you. And that's kind of a mindset block that can be keeping us stuck from moving forward in our business. So that might be something you want to examine and, look at the thoughts that are holding you back from telling people what you offer and what you're trying, because that's the best way to get people in to book you, is to just tell them that you're there, right? That you exist. So I hope that was helpful. And I would challenge you guys to go ahead and try emailing your warm market, people who have bought from you before or people and let them know about your service. And if you want more specific help, especially as a branding photographer, come buy my course. It's only $1,500. I teach you how to book shoots that are, minimum $3,000. So you get your investment back fairly quickly if you do the work. And then if you're not a branding photographer and would like some help rebranding yourself so that you can look like an amazing, awesome service provider or coach that you are, just message me on Facebook, or you can find me at workstorycreative.com. Let's see, Rena says, good info. Yep, Rena is an awesome business owner. Probably going to have her come be a guest soon, next month, on this in the Rock Your Luxury Branding group. So any other questions? Speak now, or I'm signing off. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you try this, right? Try it and then come comment in one of the Facebook groups. Let me know what happened. You'll get some really amazing answers from people that might surprise you, that might give you an idea for a new thing to offer based on a problem that they mention. Or you might find, just find out information from your network. It's great to connect and learn what they're going through in their business. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. Find me at workstorycreative.com or the course at workstoryeducation.com. And stay tuned for some amazing things I'm planning coming up. And you guys have a great weekend.